Ta-da.
We're back, baby. Got another podcast.
Ta-da.
Yes, sir. Got another podcast, and we're into the 20s. Can you believe that?
It's hard to believe.
We have almost gone a full half of a year.
You know what I just realized we didn't do?
What's that?
Set up a wide camera.
I just thought maybe you just weren't going to do it. I thought we were just running a two for today.
You just thought that's what we were going for, huh?
I just thought, well, I'm not gonna
I'm not gonna bring it up.
I'm not gonna bring it up.
I was sitting here going, I need to cut to the wide, but
I mean, do you want to do that real quick?
I don't. It's out in the car. What do you want to do? You want to go get it, or are we just gonna roll? Have we come too far?
I think we're too far in now. Don't you think?
That's fine. It's just the two of us anyway, right?
It is. Why does there need to be a wide?
I don't know.
There's no need. Speaking of which, neither of us are as wide as we used to be.
I know. We're
the
not.
diet continues.
See, now we can't even show it off.
It's true.
So we can't even see. If we would go zoom these cameras out, is that what we do?
Nah, that's okay.
It's just a little gratuitous at that point.
No, no. So what are you down to, buddy? How much weight have you lost?
I have lost 41 pounds.
41
Yes.
pounds.
I am literally, the end is in sight. The end is well in sight. I'm 4 pounds away from
If
the
you
goal.
ran home today, you'd
hit
there.
it. Yeah, I'd hit it.
Like it really comes down to at this point, like how bad do you want to reach the goal? Because you could do it in a day. Now, maybe not healthy.
No, and it would all come back as soon as I drank water again.
Probably.
Because I told you, so when we left to go to New Mexico.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just got back from an elk hunt.
Yeah, when we left.
A successful elk hunt.
It was successful.
We'll talk about that here in a bit.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
It was fun.
But I left, I was 208.
Mm-hmm.
And the goal is just to see a 1.
Yeah, 199.
So when I weighed myself the morning we got back, I was at 205.
Yep.
This morning I was at 206.
Ooh.
But I think that's just because of the dinner I ate last night. Casey made that bundle of Chicago dogs.
Yeah, you had sauerkraut, and turkey.
and grill and fry, like the like fried onions. I don't know what the hell you call them, when you sauteed onions. Yeah, sauteed onions, sauerkraut, turkey sausage, like big old sausage, and then mustard and some of that sugar-free ketchup. And it was phenomenal.
It was good, and you ate your weight in it.
I ate my proper serving of it.
Okay,
but we also weren't walking around a mountain all day.
It's true because we did put in about 5 miles.
That changes things dramatically when you are when you're enduring a trek like that.
I think which we'll talk about me killing my elk, but that day I believe it was 5.8 miles and 33 flights of stairs.
Yes,
so not bad.
It was a lot of movement.
You had to sit down at one point because you had. I remember when after we were gutting the elk, and you're like, I got to sit down, man. Like, I'm weak.
Well, that was the other thing that I noticed is, we didn't do as good as we should have on eating our 6 meals a day.
No, we didn't. Because, it was hard.
We were just rough. You just didn't, and I can't set a timer. That's my thing. I got to have a timer. Because I'm not responsible enough. You. I know. I didn't even try.
You're that little beep that goes off every 2.5 hours. If it would have went off while I'm freaking fixing to draw back on an elk, I would have turned and shot you.
Here, this is called a crown.
Yeah, that's right. Crown blooded through the rib cage.
That'll help you lose some weight.
Yeah, well,
all of it.
Bleed it out.
Yes.
All right. So back to this diet.
Yeah.
I'm just under 30 pounds and super excited about that. But we talked about this. So you're close. Like you're fixing to
I can taste that Del Rancho steak sandwich.
That's what I was going to say. We've talked about this. What are you
taste it?
What are you going after? What's your first they have to go back to
the reward meal? I promised myself was I was going to get to go to Del Rancho and order. I compromised and said I'm going to order the mini one, the small one.
Okay.
Of the steak sandwich supreme at Del Rancho, which
I've never had one of those.
I know, it's really sad because that is when I was in high school, me and my buddies, we knew where everyone was, and we knew which ones you could just drive through and which ones you could sit down and get the chicken fried steak with their gravy their gravy is just on another level.
Okay. But, see, and that's Matthias needs to know that because Matthias is a gravy with a hamburger. Like he dips his.
I'm not mad about that at all.
No, hey, it is what it is.
My mom used to make these things. This is from my grandma.
God, I'm so hungry.
She used to make these things. They're just basically poor man's chicken fried steak, but she called them hamburger steaks. So it wasn't like what normal people would think of a hamburger steak, which is just like
a patty.
No, she took the patty and then she smashed it in the saltine crackers, and then threw it in the pan fried it, and then took the grease and made gravy out of that grease. And I mean, they were.
I mean, it just sounds so like good. Artery clogging.
Oh, it's glorious.
It sounds like it. So for me, I still got a ways to go before I reach my goal, but chicken wings. Yeah, I'm gonna have to hit some wings, man. I feel like that's
the thing, huh?
Yeah, that's the thing for me. I gotta hit those wings, bro.
Yeah,
bring it back.
There's we can eat wings on this diet. We just have to rip all the skin off, which is the sad part about it. Like that's not a chicken wing at that point.
Yeah,
it's not.
Don't they serve a skinless wing at?
I don't know.
Out at the Chicken Jack.
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, the deep frying part also kind of disqualifies it. But Casey, she was to the point where she was making those air fried chicken wings. Mm-hmm. I remember texting you. I was like, they were top 5 wings I've ever had.
Yeah, that sounds so good.
God, they were phenomenal.
I'm hungry right now, bro.
I'm really hungry.
I'm starving.
And we're an hour and 40 minutes from our next little bar.
No.
Not you.
Me.
You're there. You're pretty much there now.
I could eat now. Yeah. Anyway, all right. So, congrats on being almost to your goal.
Thank you.
And we'll talk. So, coming back, we had a successful elk hunt.
Yeah.
It was good. I had made a promise to myself.
Okay. Go on.
It was that we would stop at a Dairy Queen
to celebrate.
If I kill, because I was bow hunting,
gonna get a blizzard.
If I kill an elk, I'm gonna get a blizzard.
Yeah.
And I was gonna get by recommendation from a friend a cookie dough blizzard.
That would have just tore you to shreds.
You think the lactose? I don't think the lactose thing is a thing now. I've eaten cheese,
but I don't know if it's so much the lactose, like the amount of. Think about the amount of sugar that's in it that we have not consumed.
Yeah,
like we'd just be jacked. Like, hey George, just pull over. I'm going to run the rest of the way home.
That's right. I'd beat you. But we made this decision, and there was one there by Klein's Corner when we was coming out from the ranch there by Albuquerque where I was hunting at, and it was like 9:30 in the morning. I was like, I don't want to eat a blizzard at 9:30 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
I've got standards. You know what I mean? All right.
I've got some boundaries.
I don't eat blizzards at 9:30 in the morning. They probably weren't even open for a blizzard. You know what I mean? I
wouldn't have been mad about it at all.
Anyway, but I made a decision. I said, I know because I've stopped at it before, there is a Dairy Queen in Shamrock, Texas, which is going to be in the afternoon by the time we get there, right? Perfect timing. It's all good, right? We roll in to Shamrock, Texas. We get off at the exit. I said, hey, get off right here. This DQ is just right here on the right.
You were ready to commit.
I was in, bro. And you know
were
what?
Full committed.
What happened?
The Lord saved you.
That Dairy Queen's closed. It went out of business.
The Lord knew your weakness.
The old COVID shut her down. The old DQ went out of business. There's not a DQ in Shamrock, Texas anymore. And I had a moment of just like,
yeah,
I was rough, bro, because I had set that in my mind. Like I haven't cheated hardly at all.
Yeah,
especially with sugar, like on the diet. Like I've been good, bro.
Only a cheesecake, and that's about it.
I did have a piece of cheesecake. But outside of that, this would have been the only other in about 5 weeks that I had not cheated, and so I was all excited about it. I was ready to go, and it was closed. And then I tried to talk our buddy into driving us to Brahms in Elk City,
George,
but he didn't do it.
He didn't do it.
No, he didn't.
Oh, we got close, and we had to get that meat to the
we had to get the meat
freezer.
To the processor. Anyway,
yeah, there's something to be said about when you've committed yourself. Mm-hmm. I've got a great story about this, actually.
Okay.
So you know Cantons. Oh, we've talked about Cantons.
This is the hardest. Like, I hate that we opened with food.
It's just a hard open. Well, this is our life right now.
I know, bro, but it's just hard because I'm so hungry right now.
And you, the listener, get to deal with our life and just our food addiction.
There's a salad in the fridge.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking about...
You were thinking about going to eat it during the podcast?
Yeah. People should sit here and watch me eat a salad.
I wouldn't be mad about it.
No, let's keep going. Tell me your story.
So Casey is 8 months pregnant with Hurley.
Okay.
And she had hit a point where she was just craving that soup and egg rolls.
Egg
drop soup and egg rolls from Canton. And we drove.
It's like, why would you take an alcoholic to the bar with you? You know what I mean? Like, that's what's happening right now.
So we go, and this is back when we were living up in Bluff Creek, so we're not down there in the hood by where it's actually at, like it's a little bit of a drive.
Yeah, you're making a commitment.
Yeah, so we're driving down. It's a 15-minute drive.
Mm-hmm.
So we get down and we pull up, and she's fully, same place where you were with the DQ, you've committed in your mind that I'm going to eat this, and it's going to be amazing. And we pull into the parking lot. Closed.
Yeah, closed.
Do you know why it's closed?
Chinese New Year.
No, it was not a Monday, because normally that's the mistake we usually make, is we're geared up and we go down and they're closed on a Monday. No, they had decided that they were actually going to be gone on vacation for a week, starting that day. And my poor pregnant wife sat in the parking lot of Cantons and wept.
Did she really? She cried?
Wept.
Wow.
Because she wanted, it was like the only thing that was going to make her feel good.
I don't think that there's ever been a point I've cried over food.
No. I've not.
I don't think it's ever been to that place.
I've neither shed a tear in disappointment or joy over food.
Yeah.
But.
Well, anyway, let's shift gears.
Okay.
Well, hey, I'll say last thing we talk about food.
Okay.
Where did me and you eat at on Wednesday?
Wednesday.
Yeah, your dad bought.
Oh yes, we did eat Texlahoma.
We went to Texlahoma.
That was kind of a cheat.
A little bit. We had a little bit of ribs.
We're not supposed to eat ribs, and we're not supposed to eat brisket, and we're not supposed to eat fried okra.
But I had 2 pieces of fried okra. I
had 2 as well.
Okay.
I had 2 pieces. I also ate a scoop of potato salad.
You did do that, and I did not.
It was,
at least that was. I don't know. I don't know which is better for
Their
you.
potato salad is.
Gosh dang it! Let's stop talking about food. Okay. So I'm pretty proud of the shirt I have on. I'm pretty proud of the shirt I have on.
I wish we could see it.
Well,
if we had a wide.
Here we go. If you can read this or not.
I ain't praying for that. That's what it says.
For those who are listening. It says I ain't praying for that.
I ain't praying for that.
I was digging for a shirt I was going to change, and this is a John Crist shirt. I once saw John Crist, the comedian, and he does a whole bit.
I ain't praying for that.
I ain't praying for that. So we both spent time as youth pastors.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember? And here's the deal, like God, I don't want anybody to be in a place to where like God cares about the things that you care about. You know what I mean?
About your stupid crap.
He cares about your parakeet named Pete.
He does.
You know what I mean? I mean, I believe that God does care about those things, and so please don't take it that. But there are times, or maybe you grew up like I grew up. Like you're at First Baptist Wellston.
First Baptist
Church, Wellston, Oklahoma. So I grew up in small rural Baptist churches where on Sunday nights it was prayer service. That's what they called Sunday night church, was prayer service.
Yeah.
And
it still is out here. We do.
And you don't really do that. You don't. I mean, you just take prayer requests.
Yeah.
And I remember that, and there was some really, really good. Oh man. Oh God, can I tell this story? Oh.
Okay, you got to think of the odds of whether or not they're listening to it or not.
Yeah, I'm going to tell the story. All right. Let me tell you the greatest prayer request story I've ever heard.
Okay.
My friend Andrew. Man, this is so bad. This is so bad. Oh my gosh. I'm not going to say his last name. But my friend Andrew in high school, he was dating a girl.
Oh no. You should have changed his name or something.
Gosh, dang it, dude. Anyway.
The cat's out of the bag now. You got to go with it.
His name's Andrew. He was dating this girl. And I remember it was a Sunday night, and we were sitting there, and Andrew Andrew raises his hand. Our pastor, Buddy Johnson. All right, brother Buddy. All right. Says, yeah, Andrew. And there's something we'd all kind of begin to notice about Andrew's girlfriend, but we hadn't you know what I mean? Like, I don't know what to really say.
Okay.
He raises his hand. He says, I want to add my girlfriend.
I'm
going to add my girlfriend to our prayer request. He says she has a tumor in her belly, and we need to pray for her. That tumor was another man's child, all right?
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was. It was.
Oh, she told me I had a tumor.
Yeah, she told. So Andrew's her boyfriend. They had not done anything like that. She was cheating on him. Okay.
Did everybody know? They're like, oh,
I mean,
Andrew.
come on, bro. Like, you see the baby bump. You know what I mean? And so she lied and said, I have a tumor, and made up this cancer type story about it.
Oh, and so he took it hook, line, and sinker.
He took it he wanted to believe it. He wanted to believe his woman, right? And so he raises his hand and says, Brother Buddy, I need to put my girlfriend. He said her name on the prayer request list. And here's the deal. She stayed on it for about a month and a half.
She didn't.
Oh, she did. People were praying for that tumor in her stomach. And by tumor,
praying
we mean
it for it to grow, be healthy.
Baby.
When's that baby do?
When's that baby do? Yes, exactly. So that is probably my favorite all-time prayer request.
Oh, my gosh.
That he did that. I cannot believe that I told that story on here, man. Sorry, Andrew. I love you, bro. I don't know if you'll ever listen to this, but if you do, forgive me, man. We see one another about twice a year, and maybe not. Maybe not. We always do
maybe
this
not ever again.
We got to do this Christmas thing with a bunch of friends, and if he walks up to me, just smokes me right in the face.
Just jacks you.
He didn't like me.
Yeah.
When I first moved to Allen, Oklahoma.
Uh-huh.
And he was very open about that. But Andrew's one of the reasons I'm a Christian. Andrew is a very solid believer.
Okay.
He really was, despite his girlfriend choices. He was a very solid Christian guy. And everybody makes mistakes, man. I'm not want to throw him into the bus here. But Andrew,
oh my gosh,
lived out his faith, and he walked the walk, he talked the talk. Him and another guy named Noel Arnold, and I saw it, man. I saw that they didn't participate in the same conversations in the locker room. They did sports. They're popular, but they just did things different. And honestly, Andrew's one of the big reasons that I'm a Christian today, because I saw him live out his faith and walk that. Anyway. It was
a good job redeeming him.
It really was. I felt like I needed to pull him out of the muck. He was a great friend, but he didn't like me when I first moved because I was a jerk jock guy. I really was. I was a jerk jock guy.
I really can't see that.
You know what? I was going to make a comment about getting you a new hat because your FDO hat is currently just disgusting. But you know what? Forget you, bro. You don't get a new hat. I don't care if you're a part of this company. You're not getting that merch.
Oh, crying.
Bro. You know what? I ain't praying for that.
Praying for that.
I ain't praying for you. I ain't going to pray for you.
Okay, jerk jock guy.
I was a jerk jock guy, and I remember we were going through practice, football practice. And it's second week I've been at school, and we're doing just form wrap-up tackling drills. You know what I mean? Where the ball carrier just kind of runs, and you go and wrap them up, get your head across the shoulder, which they don't teach that anymore.
No.
Anyway, so we're doing that, and I'm just going through the motions. And Andrew popped me in the chin. He
hammered you.
Oh, yeah. He came up and put his helmet in my chin. Pissed me off, bro. Oh, so next time I came around, and I made sure I was in line to tackle him, to do the form tackle, and I smoked that joker.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I hit him hard.
There you go.
Anyway,
hey, if you're gonna dish it,
we became good friends and all that. But back to talking about being in youth ministry.
Yeah.
Did you ever do prayer requests with your youth kids?
Oh my gosh, I'm trying to think.
You guys probably didn't. You non-denoms.
Yeah,
you know
the non-denoms.
Y'all probably didn't do that.
We made worse mistakes. We made worse mistakes than that, and we had open mic nights.
Yeah, that's a bad deal, bro.
It's a bad idea.
That's a bad deal. I didn't do open mic nights.
That's just asking for pain and suffering.
Yeah, it is.
So we had those, and
I would just
multiple times went bad.
There's just I could just remember multiple times people asking to pray for pets, asking to pray for, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Things that I'm not saying that God doesn't think is important or whatever, but it's one of those things like I will privately pray for those things, but if you like came to me and be like, hey man, would you pray for
I'd really love to lift
Petey, my parakeet.
Lord, we want to pray for Petey.
You know how many times I prayed for parakeets and tarantulas and freaking lizards and crap, doing, it's just people had random pets and it's just youth ministry stuff, and they're like, hey, would you pray for this? And God hears all prayers, man. I don't want to downplay that. Please don't.
Yeah, it's not downplayed. It's just.
But there's just certain things that I'm like, I don't know if I need you to pray for it for me. I'll just handle it myself, So that's where the shirt comes in and says, man, I ain't praying for that.
It's perspective.
Right.
Like it's perspective.
It is. It's like, I hope, would you pray this roast turns out good?
Yeah.
Like what?
Yeah. Bro, do I get to eat it?
Yeah, exactly. There's just certain things. So that's where the shirt, I ain't praying for that, comes from.
That's good.
And you know what's funny about this shirt? I bought it and I wasn't able to wear it. But guess what, bro?
There you go.
I can put this sucker on
30 pounds down and now it can come on.
I can put this shirt on. And when I walked in, you were like, what does that shirt say?
Yeah. He's trying to hide it.
I was trying to hide it because I was just going to bring it up.
He was trying to bring me up, give me a little chuckle, and I was too impatient.
You were too impatient.
Let's
real quick. Come to me.
Yeah.
We talk about our sponsor.
Old Deer Camp
Coffee. Deer Camp Coffee here. They sponsor our podcast, the official beverage of the old podcast. So I'm rocking the old Fowler Dodge tumbler.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, we got the unofficial drink sponsor.
Oh my gosh, so good.
Is this Clear American Cherry Limeade?
Pop that open. I believe it was one of our last couple episodes. You popped that open and just your life was forever altered.
That's the first thing I did when I got over here today. I said, "You got any of them cherry limeades in the fridge?"
You bet I do.
I went and got them both.
You bet I do. I had
got them.
Mm-hmm. It was delicious. So anyway, Adam, let's just real quick. I'm going to make a list. I enjoy making lists.
Okay.
What are other things that you say I would refuse to pray for?
Oh wow.
I'm not going to say refuse to pray for, but do you feel it's weird for people to ask you to pray for this?
Somebody, the one that's always, like, I get it.
Let's hear a pet peeve on this. Come on. Bring it, bro.
I get it, and when people tag in, because we all understand this. We all understand this, but you don't got to bring it up because it's just kind of like salt in a wound at the moment, right? It's that dude it's this guy. Remember that picture you sent me?
Oh yeah.
You have to pull that up. It's the guy that's when they're praying and they're praying genuinely for someone that's really got something going on in their life.
Yeah.
And they always got to throw in like, Lord, if it's your will. I was like, look, we get that, bro. But right now, we're just asking for God to do something great.
Yeah.
And we don't want it to... I don't want to bring in the whole fun of it. We get it.
When you say if it's your will, Lord, is that almost kind of like doubting that God's going to do it? You feel like?
Well, that's the thing. It's
like, Lord, this person has cancer. I'm praying, but Lord, if it's your will, cure them. If not, then they're dead.
It's the protection against going, well, you just didn't believe enough. It's that thing that when it just eats me the wrong way.
Okay.
Because do we believe in the sovereign will of God?
Yes.
Absolutely.
You should.
Yes. 100%.
Yeah.
But when I'm praying for somebody and I'm asking if God would heal them or if, bring their child back to their home or whatever, some serious major thing, I just want to ask God to do what God can do.
Yeah. Okay.
Because
that makes perfect sense, buddy.
But I don't want someone to feel like, I
left a door open.
Yeah. Well, no, God's will is not dependent upon your faith in his capability. He's perfectly capable on his own.
Yeah.
Okay?
That's good
and
word.
So he's perfectly capable.
Yeah.
So
it's arrogant of us to think otherwise.
It's completely he doesn't need us.
No, he doesn't need us.
Not one little tiny bit.
Nope.
And so it's one of those things that I understand what the person's trying to say, but at the same time I'm like, yeah. I can understand if you're praying for God's will, like, God, show me your will.
Mm-hmm.
That's different. But if it's like, Lord, heal this person, if it's your will, but that's just a little pet peeve for me. It probably didn't bother a lot of people, but it kind of irks me.
I can understand that.
Every now and then it irks me.
Yeah, no, I can understand that. That's a good one. That's definitely a good one.
But yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes when people pray for like Like, I guess some of those TV preacher guys, which I guess, I mean, people could technically say.
We're going to get into a lot of things.
Here I am, Brad Clay, the TV preacher guy. Which I've had people, I've had people email me and like rudely, saying that's what I do.
Accuse you of
being the TV
televangelism?
Televangelism. and like, you're just using, God's name so you can go and
make a buck
and go on these incredible hunting trips.
Well, guys, it ain't working very well.
I know, right? Like,
I'm a terrible televangelist.
That and the TV show doesn't make a lot of money.
The TV actually costs us.
Yeah,
we're in the hole.
We're in the hole with the show.
We're in the hole.
And if it wasn't for Full Strut Media, I would be homeless.
We would all be doing things at McDonald's.
Yeah, we would.
And then we'd be really huge.
Yes, we would. Exactly. So I guess, like, I'm not praying for a jet. Yeah. Like some of the TV evangelists, I need that jet to travel and spread the gospel or whatever.
Yeah, praying for things that seem a little ludicrous.
Yeah, seem a little ludicrous.
Yeah.
Maybe like Ludacris to come to my house and sing happy birthday.
Yeah.
Luda. That would be ridiculous, right?
That would.
Anyway, so let's hop in. We're going to talk about our elk hunt. Yeah. We just got back from New Mexico.
That was a short list.
It was really a short list. I don't know.
I would call that a rabbit trail.
That was a little bit of a rabbit trail. We kind of talked about it a little bit beforehand, but I don't know. I'm kind of scared of it, to be honest.
We get deep.
Yeah, I'm afraid some of your turpentine drinking, snake dancing days are going to come back out. You're just going to get weird on us.
I really hate it when people don't pray with a full-grown rattler in their hand. Nothing says the fear of God like holding an 8-foot rattlesnake.
That Skit Guys?
Yeah, that's Skit Guys. That guy, God, what was that character's name? I can't remember that character's. But he talked like this, and he's kind of strange. Little old Greggy. And yeah,
it's funny how many people recognize old Greg from that podcast.
Oh yeah, his snake's name was Tammy.
Tammy the Rattler?
Oh, y'all get up on your chairs now. Tammy got out. She'll kill you dead.
Oh, my gosh. Tammy the Rattlesnake.
I think it was Tammy.
I'm struggle busting over here on my mic.
The Rattler.
Anyway, so we just got back, though, from New Mexico. And it was unbelievable. It was just a dream hunt for me. And that's why I bit the bullet.
And paid me to go film it.
And paid you. I said, hey, if I'm successful, I'll buy you a mini Dairy Queen Blizzard.
How about coming out to... And I said yes.
You did.
I will do it for a mini DQ Blizzard. And then I was let down.
I know. No, you weren't. You weren't going to do it.
I wasn't going to do it. I'd committed back to the straight and narrow at that point.
And at dinner at the house, I had a piece of bread, and you slapped it out of my hand.
I did. I was just trying to help.
I know.
And then a couple nights later, you had a whole buttload of brisket taco meat or whatever that stuff was.
I did.
Remember, I stabbed off the fork,
and I grabbed it.
You grabbed my hand. I thought we were about to have to go.
Yeah, you'd have lost. You'd have lost that one. There's certain things that motivate me, and food's going to be one of them in that moment when I'm on a diet. All right. Anyway, but we go to New Mexico, and man, unbelievable, incredible property. We're hunting on a 25,000 acre ranch. Just beautiful cap rocks, and we set out. We get out. We end up spotting we spotted a bull, and it was a bull I ended up shooting. But we spot a bull probably 800 to 1,000 yards away, and he's on another ridge across from us. And so we decide we need to make a move. We got to sneak in here, and so we start getting a little bit closer. And we stop. We're using cedar trees. We're up on basically the cap rock on the top.
Oh yeah,
of the cap
we're
rock.
Up on the top of things.
Yeah. We start working our way around, and I notice there's more than one bull with him. We can see that there's a couple bulls, and they've been hot, and they're not bugling, they're not talking. I know I've seen people in Colorado, man, they're like getting after it, but where we are, just right there around Albuquerque, they were not getting it.
Was hot.
It was hot.
Really hot.
It had been really hot. Now it got better. I think the high that day was like 78.
Yeah, that morning it was in the 40s.
It was in the 40s that morning.
That was good.
And we only heard, man, why did we hear like 4 or 5 bugles the whole time we were there?
I
4 days.
Was fortunate just to get like one audio bugle on camera.
Yeah, I mean, they just weren't talking, which makes it really, really hard. But anyway, so we go up, we spot this bull, we move to him, we realize he's got more than one bull with him. He's kind of in a bachelor group of ended up being 6 bulls altogether, counting him. And we got in probably about 300 yards from him, and got kind of got plopped down in between some of them scrub little cedar trees that are in and around that area. And we just sit down. And we notice that the big bull, he kind of feeds down the ridge, and we lose him. We can't see him. But I can still see the other 5 that are up there on the kind of at the very top of the next ridge. So basically there's a ridge, a valley, and then we're back up on the other top. And so we're just doing our thing. We're sitting there. I don't even know how long we were there. What were we there? 30 minutes?
Yeah, we were there for about 30 minutes. And then we caught a glimpse of one leg.
We saw one leg of an elk.
And he was
to
only
our right,
about 80 yards at that point.
And we look, and we see a leg, and I see the side of a horn. And I'm like, holy cow, it's him. It's the big bull.
The big bull came down the hill. He was
about 250 yards from the other bulls. He'd come down into the bottom and was just feeding. But he was facing the other way. He was kind of quartering away from me at like 80 yards. Through a bunch of trees, man. I couldn't even make out his full body. I could just see there was an elk. And
the only reason we saw a leg is because it moved.
Yeah. No, it was super thick in there.
Yeah.
And anyway, we're just being real still. Adam's over my right shoulder. And the other bulls on the top of the hill, they start feeding right to left. So they're coming across our face. And so they just kind of start feeding along the other side. And I'm thinking, well, maybe he'll do the same thing. He'll see them feeding that way, and he'll turn. And guess what?
He did.
Dude, he did. He ends up turning. And you can just see him kind of coming through one of them big, thick cedar trees. You can see his legs coming. And so I pop up on my knees. I draw.
And he walks out from behind a tree into a freaking spotlight.
And just stops. He stops. I mean, it's like we wrote a script, and we're like, okay, here.
And he read it.
He read the script. Not only that, but like he knew where his mark was, where he was supposed to stop. And that dude stepped out, walked right out in front of us. He stops. Said, how far is he? 49. And I didn't even have time, because it happened so quick, to adjust my HHA single pin. And so I have it set at 30. And I'm like, 49, okay. Just going to aim a little bit high. So I remember I'm full drawn. I'm shooting downhill at him, right? So I draw back, and he's quartering to me a little bit. And when I came to my peep, my pin was about middle of his front leg. And so I come up just a hair more, and I tuck just inside that shoulder, and I let it go. And dude, there's never been anything felt more pure than that moment. It was like slow motion for me, watching that arrow leave that PSE. I'm shooting a PSE Evo EVL. It's a 32.
Yeah.
And, I mean, that sucker shoots so hard anyway. I mean, we had Cade on with PSE a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
But anyway, it felt just so smooth, bro. And that just, and it was like slow motion watching that arrow go. And I remember it was like halfway there, and I was like, I freaking smoked you. Yeah. Like, I got you, bro. Like, you are mine. And I just watched it bury up like almost to the fletchings. And so he was quartering to me. I ended up catching one lung and his liver. And that crown, I'm shooting a crown, thorn crown, broadhead, 125 grain. It went and it stuck in the opposite side, like right around the last rib on the opposite side. And so he turns and runs, and we end up seeing him coming up on the ridge on the other side, and we watch him go over the ridge, and he went a lot further than what. But I mean, I got one lung. He still had one healthy lung, though he was bleeding pretty good. He went up over the ridge, and he went maybe 400 or 500 yards. And we were following blood literally as fast as you could walk.
Yeah, we were following blood like crazy.
Yeah. And so anyway, of course, he went off the cap rock.
Yeah.
And he got into a place that was just brutal. Yeah. Like, he was not in a good place to access him and get him off.
Not at all.
I shot him at 8 a.m., and we were off the mountain with him back at the barn to skin him at about 4 o'clock.
Yeah, it was a full thing.
It was a full thing.
He went way farther than we ever thought. We thought he was going to sit down there.
I thought it was too, man.
Because he just drilled him.
Because it looked, I mean, like,
it looked perfect.
Yeah, and I'm going to say this will be an episode for season 12. It's going to air next year.
Yeah.
But, dude, if you'd have told me, hey, Brad, I need you to do this shot 100 more times, I'd have shot him in the same place 100 times.
Yeah.
I just felt good about it.
They're just tough animals. Excruciatingly tough animals.
He weighed like 900 pounds.
Yeah.
And he'd been fighting. He actually had a hole.
That was crazy.
Yeah. You want to talk about that?
Yeah. So we finally, when we get up to him, we see this hole in his hip.
Yeah.
And
not healed up. I'm talking like I can see inside your hip.
I can see your muscles kind of hole.
Yeah.
And when we get to skinning him, he had a little bit of an infection going.
Yes. So
and it was
rough, bro.
What did I name that elk after that moment?
Gangrene.
I called him Gangrene
because he did have in his flank.
His flank was green.
He had a bad infection and it smelled really, really bad.
He was strong.
Yeah.
Aunt Gaggy showed up.
Yeah, he was a fighter. You could definitely tell. But anyway, the bull ends up scoring 364 inches.
364.
Unstinking believable. It was a dream hunt, dude. I cannot believe that I pulled it off.
It was a lot of fun.
And I say this, and I said this on the Facebook post. So if you don't follow Final Descent Outdoors, you miss out on all kinds of stuff. You don't follow us on social media. We've got we're on Facebook, Final Descent Outdoors, FD Outdoors. You can't yawn, bro. Like,
sorry.
You know it's addictive.
Contagious.
It is. FD Outdoors on Instagram, FD Outdoors on Twitter. Anyway, I said in the post, I said, it happened so fast I didn't have a chance to screw it up. And that's the truth. If I would have had a chance to think, I wasn't even nervous. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I've never arrowed an animal of that caliber before in my life. You know what I mean? And I had zero nervousness about me. Like, I was as cool as a cucumber because I didn't have time to think about it. By the time he started to walk, I got on my knees, hooked my release on, brought my bow up. Like, he's coming. So it's like, I got to draw now. I draw, how far? 49. Okay, 30-yard pin. Raise it up because I'm shooting a single pin. All right, raise up, shoot a little high, and it just happened.
It's all reactionary.
It was. And you got great footage. You're filming right over my shoulder. Did a great job. And it was just... It's just a dream come true, man.
Yeah.
Just a dream come true. I'll probably never get that opportunity again. I probably never will, man. I'll never get a chance to shoot a bull like that.
It's incredible. Incredible. The great filming that I was doing ended at about that point, though.
Yeah.
That was the problem.
That's like almost a story for another time.
I'm still sick about it.
Yeah. We had another guy with us, and Adam double punched the record on his bull.
Double tap.
But guess what?
The old iPhone in the cedar tree for the wind.
I filmed it from 70 yards away. I filmed the hunt with my iPhone Pro 11 Pro.
He was up in the top spotting for us to see where they were going, and he saw that it was about to happen, and he just full on dove into a cedar tree. Man.
I was like 70 yards away, and I saw these bulls coming. There's these three bulls together, and here they come around the bend. And I was like, oh, this is fixing to happen. This is fixing to happen. So, like, I pushed through the cedar tree, and I got in, and I got my phone, and I zoomed in a little bit. And it sounded like an old 1973 Oldsmobile door slamming when that Matthews went off.
George isn't even here to defend himself.
I know. He's not here to defend himself. But I heard that bow shoot, and I saw the bull run. And I knew, hey, I got it. Like, I filmed it. And so Adam felt horrible because...
Oh, gosh, I've never felt so sick.
He didn't get that one on camera.
Just sick.
On his end, but don't worry.
It's first and the last time.
Brad Clay to save the day.
I know. I'm just glad it's...
There's something there.
There's something there.
Yep.
And God, it's so frustrating because the only reason I discovered that it happened so quick was because when I was watching it, I was like, this is one of the best things I've ever filmed.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
I mean,
40 yards.
Because I was level with them. So there's something, if you're shooting over somebody when they shoot their bow, the arrow doesn't look the same. But when you were eye level with it. When you can get down to where you see the arrow come out, you can see it curve and everything. And I mean, it had the lighted knock on it, and I mean, it was just. You could see it kind of corkscrewing.
Because wind was blowing really hard. It was blowing wicked hard. So he was tucked into a bunch of cedars, and when he let that arrow go, it flew straight until it got past the cedar,
and then it just started
to walk.
It just started to corkscrew.
But he made a great shot. He shot the top of the heart.
Drilled him.
Yeah, he did. He made a great shot. He was shooting that crown. From Thorn as well.
That crown ripped him up. Oh, it was a really, really fun hunt.
It was.
It was good to go see it all.
And so not only did we shoot a big bull, but we had something else incredible happen while we was on the side of the mountain. We made a TikTok.
We went viral.
People are, like you're not really hunting if you're making a TikTok, which we'd shot the bull and we're just giving him some time.
Yeah, we were laying down under a cedar tree.
And we kind of took a nap, maybe. Yeah. Like you maybe dozed
I think
off.
I did fall asleep at some point.
And I had decided to do a TikTok.
It was really good. And we've been talking about this one for a while.
We did. It was
happened to be that there was enough time.
It was Cal Norton Jr. Mm-hmm. And Ricky Bobby. And it's the audio where Cal is asking Ricky if he can...
He says, first.
Hey, so what do you think about maybe one time... You know the line.
One time, maybe you slingshot me in for the win.
And we captioned it as the cameraman asking to hunt. Like maybe one time, like maybe you could film me hunt. And so it cuts back to me and was like, yeah, but okay, but if you win, how am I going to win? And so I was like, how can I hunt and film at the same time? I can't. And you're like, think about it. And you're
no. I thought about it.
Yeah, I thought about it. And it cuts back to me and like, it's not like you're finishing 18th. No. It's like you're still. And
nothing wrong with silver.
And the caption was like, you're still technically shooting. It's just with a camera.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, nothing wrong with silver. Ha ha ha. And it cut to that.
Yeah,
that was it. And it's up. I think we're at 130,000 views on our
viral.
I'm going to call it viral. That's a good TikTok.
I'm calling it. It's the most viral I've ever been.
It's the most viral you've ever been.
So I'll take
you were the star of that TikTok. You did really well. It got a lot of traction.
What they want,
Michael Waddell commented on it.
Oh yeah,
Michael Waddell, the bone collector
himself.
He hops on and says, "Ha ha ha ha! This is awesome."
Yeah.
And so anyway, it was there was a lot of good that came out of that old trip, besides me not getting my Dairy Queen blizzard.
Besides the Dairy Queen, it was a really good trip.
It was a lot of fun, man.
It was good to get out and get into the mountains, especially. And that day that it got down to 47 was just wonderful.
Oh, my neck swelled.
We brought that.
I was about to rut.
Yeah. We brought that weather back to Oklahoma, too.
It did, dude.
We brought it with us.
Yeah, it cooled down.
You're welcome, Oklahoma.
I know. We brought it from the mountains with us.
You're welcome.
Beautiful. I think there's something else we need to talk about.
Okay.
It's the obvious thing. Here we are 40-plus minutes into this.
Okay.
I got a haircut.
You did. That's one thing you could call it.
What does that mean? What does that mean, bro? Why are you over here dogging me? You don't even have hair. You are bald. I mean, you look like Mr. Burns.
I got the hair on my head, and I got it the way I like it, at least.
That's true. So this is not the haircut that I went in for. Okay, let me just be real honest.
Things happened.
Things happened. I went in and I said, I haven't had a haircut in
it was long,
like 8 months. Oh no, I could do a full-blown ponytail.
It was long. I
had a rockin' mullet. I had a Morgan Wallen mullet going.
I wouldn't even have called it mullet. I mean, it was just long.
No, it was
hair.
all long. It was long. It was all long hair. No, it was and I liked it, but I was like, I want to trim it up a little bit. What bothered me is how long it was, like here on the sides, because it was the same length here as it was in the back. I mean, it was just long, like you said. And I was like, hey, I want to get this trimmed. I said, I'm not looking to go like full-blown mullet, but I'd like for it to be a little bit shorter up towards the front and then just level itself out. Mm-hmm. And then we can take a little bit off the back too.
Yeah.
And so the lady's looking at it, and whatever. And so I've paid.
Where'd you go? Are you going to call them out?
Boardroom.
Men's
salon.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm a little bougie.
I'm a little bougie.
Would you agree with that?
I would agree with that.
I mean, I've got some bougie to me. They do a paraffin wax.
I don't even know what that is.
You don't know what a paraffin wax is? You
No.
dip your hands in wax.
That sounds like painful.
And no, I mean, it burns a little bit. And then they wrap your hand in this glove thing. And you like sit there in the wax, like exfoliates your skin on your hands. It's nice.
That's definitely bougie.
It's got a little bouge to it.
It's a little bouge.
But it's just for dudes. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, so I paid for a beard trimming and a haircut.
Mm-hmm.
And so she's looking at my hair, and she said, I kind of tell her, I'm not want like a full-blown mullet. I'd like for it to be a little bit shorter on the sides here because it is a little bothersome. And then, just take a little bit off the back. And she said, our agreement was,
you know what she heard? I'm going to cut almost all of this back to the phase where it's awkward when you're growing it out.
Yes. And so that's what we agreed on. We're going to take half an inch off my hair. So I go back.
Never trust.
I do my paraffin wax. All right, all bougie redneck style. Mm-hmm. I got my paraffin wax going. I sit down in the hair. She washes my hair. I get a scalp massage. They give you a hot towel, and they put like some, I don't know what, like jasmine scent in your towel. I mean, it's really nice. They're playing like, classic music, and you just like dozing off. And they wash your hair, condition your hair. They give you a scalp massage. I mean,
I don't know what any of this is like.
It's not. Yeah, you don't have any hair you don't do these things. Anyway, so I go back in, sit down. She starts trimming my hair using scissors, and she's cutting them. Well, she slicked my hair straight back. I mean, I look like Pat Riley. You know what I mean? Coach for the old Heat. Remember Pat Riley and the Knicks? Just comb my hair straight back, and so I can't really see what she's cutting in the back, because my hair's wet.
Yeah.
And anyway, so she's doing her thing. I'm just enjoying
getting your ducktail.
Yeah, enjoy getting the old ducktail. Anyway, she like spins me around, hands me a mirror. She goes, well, what do you think? And I look, and I'm like, it's gone.
We have got a problem.
She cut it off.
And at that point, you're trying to retain civility.
I'm trying to be I'm a nice person. Yeah. I'm a nice guy. I'm always conscious about trying to be above reproach. And take care of people and be nice. I always tip really well, like if it's a hairstylist or at a restaurant. Like I just don't want people to ever be like, oh, that Brad Clay guy, he's a jerk. I just try to avoid that. You know what I mean? So I want to be a nice guy. And here I am. I've gotten a horrible haircut. Like this is not what I asked for. And I was like, wow, you really cut off a bunch. And she goes, well, yeah. She was like, I know we talked about half an inch, but on the back, I ended up cutting 1.5 inches off.
Wow.
And I'm like, I wanted to be like, this isn't open for interpretation.
Yeah, there's not a freebie here.
Like, you don't get to just be like, well, this is what I felt looked good. This is what I came in and asked for, and you botched it.
Yeah.
But what am I going to do now? And she's like, well, do you not like it? And I was like, well, there's nothing I can really do about it now. I said, it's a lot shorter than what we talked about.
I've been growing this out for a period of time to try to have it out.
And then, all right, so that happened. Okay, so she cut my locks off. All right, so I'm no longer the only hair bear because Brett cut his off. We were the hair bear cousins. Yeah. Okay, but now it was just me, so now I'm not that guy. Now I'm back to the awkward stage, and you're exactly right.
I mean, she literally gave you
the awkward stage.
Awkward stage of growing it out.
I know. It's just like it doesn't flip right coming out from underneath my hat. It's just a whole thing. Anyway, I said, she's going to trim my beard. You can clearly see on my beard, like I have a thing, right? Yeah, it dips down low, right down, it kind of follows my jawline and comes down.
So you let her cut your beard after that? I'd have been like,
I paid for it.
I'd have been like, I'll take my money back.
And so I said, you can easily see the outline of my beard, right?
Oh, yeah. 100. I could cut your beard right now.
No, it's super easy. Super easy. So she does her thing, and I'm frustrated, so I'm not really paying that much attention to what she's doing.
Mm-hmm.
And so she's like trims my beard and combs it and then puts some oil stuff in it and whatever. And I go out and like, how was your experience? And I was like, it's good. I still tipped her. I tipped her $20.
Yeah.
Okay. Even though she botched it.
Even though she trashed it.
Totally trashed it. I tip her $20 and I go out to my truck. I get in and I pull the mirror down on my beard. She like trims it up here and leaves all this hair here. And I'm like,
she left like your 5 o'clock shadow.
Yeah, she let me look like I had a 5 o'clock shadow because in her mind, once again, open for interpretation on what she feels looks good.
She wanted you to give the old two-tone.
She's like, she decided that this is where my beard should be. So I guess in her head she was like, well, I don't like where you have it. I think it should be here. And so she added half an inch up on my beard on the side of my face, right? So right here, like she added this in. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, are you kidding me right now? Like, I paid you?
Yeah.
I told her before, and I said, you can easily see the outline of my beard, just cut it. She did not, bro.
Yeah. I told you where you should be going. I know.
Does she do paraffin wax? Does your sister do paraffin wax?
I don't know what they do.
She probably would.
When I usually go in, she shaves my head.
Yeah.
And gives me a clean up on the beard. And then my favorite part is when they wash your head. They give you the whole, for you it's wash your hair. For me it's, like that Bugs Bunny cartoon, that da-na-na-na-na.
It's just a bar of dial soap. Yeah. Like Irish Spring. Irish Spring. Yeah. These got to be Irish Spring with you ginger. Right?
Last time I did, she had like a little loofah thing. She was like, exfoliate, like scrubbing the scalp or whatever.
Okay.
It was nice.
That was real nice.
And then on top of that, she ripped the hair out of my ears and nose. So
did you make a video about that?
I did make it. That went like for our YouTube channel, it went viral. It got like about 2,500 views.
Nice. Okay.
On that little short, which kind of came out of nowhere, but it was
well, people enjoy seeing other people in pain.
Yeah. No, that was true. But like I'm a believer in the whole ear nose wax thing now, because I really did.
I've never had that happen.
After she did it, like I just went. I was like, holy moly! Like it was like getting ram air on an old Pontiac. It's like I could breathe.
Okay.
I could breathe, and I could hear better. But her main thing is, like she's sitting there cutting your hair, and then she's just like, "What is? You have ears of an 80-year-old." So she's like, "We're waxing your ears," and then she was trying to wax my eyebrows.
But
that's where I drew the line.
The deal. You're a hairy guy.
I'm a hairy guy.
Right. I'm not really that hairy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm not like this overly hairy.
But
dude.
If you just saw me standing here, you wouldn't think that I have a sweatshirt on under my.
No, you do, bro. You have a red-headed sweater on.
Yeah.
Like back, chest,
insulation
of hair. I don't like.
It's just a thing.
I have minimal chest hair.
Some people got
dietary.
It. Some people got it.
It's dietary.
I think it's hereditary. My grandpa Merle, who was also got some real interesting names in my family.
Merle. Yeah.
But he was also he's half Indian, and that dude looked like a Yeti.
And most Native Americans don't have body hair.
No. Yeah. No, he looked like a Yeti. Like he had, like, you're behind that guy in the grocery store, and he's got like the wool sweatshirt coming out. You're like, oh, why does he have a sweater on? That's his hair.
Yeah. That
was my grandpa.
Wow.
And so I think that's where I got all of this from. So I don't have it quite like he had it.
You could almost braid it.
Yeah, but it's there.
Yeah.
It's there. It's for the ladies.
Oh my! And by ladies, you mean Casey?
Yes, it's for Casey.
It's for Casey.
Yes.
Hey, Casey, you want to run your hand through my back here?
Yeah. It's a sensual thing.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. This has been a blasphemous episode.
It has been.
We talked about things that we won't pray for.
Mm-hmm.
We've talked about the sensuality of your back hair. Golly, man, this is really taking a turn.
It's off the rails.
I tell you what,
we didn't get a sponsorship shout out this episode.
We did not. No, Burlington Northern Santa Fe did not roll by us today. Kind of wrapping up here. Man, just thinking about our elk hunt and how I put a lot of pressure on myself, because this is like a once in a lifetime, like landowner permitting, like bunch of money involved.
Yeah.
And I put so much pressure on myself to succeed and to get it done. And God was just like, I got this. Because here's the deal. There was zero skill in what we did.
No.
We were at the right place at the right time.
It was all appointment.
And it was like divine appointment. And just, even if I hadn't been successful, I just think about just how God orchestrated everything for it to come together. And it was unbelievable, man. It really was. Like, just, I look back on it now and just see his hand in that entire trip. You know what I mean?
It's like God had a will.
It was like God had a will. We prayed for the will of the Lord to be done, and his will was that I arrow a big bull elk.
Yeah.
And so anyway, I know, man, it's hard when pressure's on to trust in the Lord. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because you want to like put it on yourself. Like, well, I can work hard enough to make this happen. I can strive hard enough. I can grind hard enough to make it happen. And you know what? Sometimes it's just up to Him.
It's what God wants, our humility, not our pride.
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly right.
That's what He wants.
That's exactly right. That's a great word. And so, man, if you're in the midst of just some turmoil, you feel pressure in your life, I just really want to encourage you. I'm not saying you don't grind. We worked hard. Man, I lost 30 pounds to go on this hunt, bro.
Yeah,
like that was part of my motivation for doing this diet was this elk hunt. And so now that it's over, it's Cheeseburger City, baby. Yeah, it's double
DQ Blizzard.
That's right. No, I'm just kidding. I worked hard at it. I grinded. I worked hard, but I realized this is in the Lord's hands, and I just have to trust you in this. And that's what we did.
Yeah,
and we found success in it.
And more often than not, when we do that, we find that we enjoy the will of God.
That's right. That's exactly right.
He's going to take care of us.
That's right. Adam, where can people find you, buddy?
Somewhere on the social medias.
Yep.
Hurley Films. It's HearlyFilms. We're on YouTube mostly. I haven't posted in 2 weeks, so, it'll be there eventually, though.
That's right. That's all right.
It's no big deal.
No biggie.
Yeah. What about Final Descent?
Well, you can find Final Descent Outdoors on Facebook at Final Descent Outdoors, Twitter and Instagram at FD Outdoors. You can find us there. You can also find us on TikTok. You want to go find this viral TikTok? It's Brad Clay _
Viral.
What did I say?
Huh?
I said viral, right?
I know. I was just...
Oh, yeah, viral. Yeah.
Making sure everybody knew viral.
Right. Yeah. But it's Brad Clay _ Final Descent. And you can find us there, and we just make good, fun, wholesome, clean TikToks.
Clean junk.
Clean junk.
Waste of time.
Oh,
but
come
it's
on.
good.
It's fun. Anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in to our podcast. I can't believe we're 22, 3. I don't know what episode this is offhand. I should have looked, but here we are. We're almost halfway through a year of doing this. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it doesn't matter at this point anymore. It's just, it is what it is.
It is what it is. Hey, next podcast we do, we haven't laid it out, but, dude, we're fixing to go to Florida and shoot stingrays.
That's
true.
We're going to
have some good stuff to talk about.
All kinds of things.
All right. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.